Hi, this is Kevin Thomas, and welcome to the At Home Film Festival. Last Sunday, I was watching the Ten Commandments, and I was surprised how well this has withstand time. This was made in the 50s, but it was vibrant in color. I, of course, like the story. The visual effects were really good. They would be better if it was done today, but they were still fantastic for the 50s. This movie is my favorite film of 1956, I have decided. And while watching it, I was reminded that Charlton Heston did not win the Oscar for Best Actor for this. He gives a magnificent performance. He's so good in this film. He did get a Golden Globe nomination, and his co-star Yul Brynner was in this film, but he won the Oscar for The King and I. That was a great year for Yul Brynner because he was also in Anastasia, which won Best Actress. So it's no wonder Yul Brynner won. I would have voted for Charlton Heston, but he wasn't nominated. So that reminded me there are so many other great performances over the years that should have been up for Oscars. Maybe some say should have won, but weren't even nominated. So I decided to do 7, including the Ten Commandments. For people that weren't nominated, that should have been nominated, they've not won the Oscar. Now, I realized that list was so big, and I also tried to eliminate a lot that I may have discussed in the past. But I used a lot of sources besides my own opinion. I went to IMDb, I went to Reddit, I went to Screen Rant. I went to so many places to see who has been overlooked over the years. I came up with a list so big that I decided to do in multiple parts. Not consecutive, but this week I'm going to do 7 best actors that were not nominated for Best Actor at the Oscars. What? So besides Charlton, let's see who else we've got, okay? You can find Nightcrawler on Tubi, and this is a great performance by Jake Gyllenhaal as a guy who was trying to get work, maybe not so legitimately, but he ends up finding a role of something he's good at, and he starts filming crime scenes and selling them to different outlooks of media. And he's not afraid to get up close and personal with murders and deaths and crime. He really is very unsavory. In fact, Jake Gyllenhaal, who we all probably could agree has pretty eyes, the way he uses his eyes, he's so menacing with those eyes. He looks so crazy with those eyes. I don't know what he does just as an actor to make those eyes. Now, he didn't get Oscar nominated, but he did get nominated for 46 Best Actor awards this year, and he won 16, including being nominated for the big ones like the Golden Globe and the Screen Actors Guild, now called the Actor. Why did the Academy not follow suit and nominate him? It baffles me to this day. Oh, God. Good movie. Find it. And while he did not win or get nominated for 16 awards for A Clockwork Orange in 1971, Malcolm McDowell did get a lot of praise and notice for this film, and it was up for Best Picture and Best Director, so it's not like the Academy overlooked the film completely. And he was up for the British Academy Award and a Golden Globe, but not the Academy Award. Many people find this to be a travesty. This is a great performance. Oh, he's so wonderful in this. You have to pay to rent it right now, but it's worth a few dollars, I promise you that. Comedians rarely get Oscar nominated for their work. Not just comedians doing dramatic roles, just comedians. Only Robin Williams seemed to have made it through. Besides Steve Martin, Jim Carrey's another one. I have chosen Man on the Moon, which cost a few dollars to rent. He won many prizes for this. He was nominated for a lot of awards. Jim Carrey has actually done some really good work that the Oscars have completely overlooked. Not just for Man on the Moon, but Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and The Truman Show. I don't know why he is always ignored, but he really is a terrific actor, and a lot of times it comes through better in these more biographical films like he's done here with The Man in the Moon. Watch it. I really thought Taron Egerton was a shoo-in for Best Actor for Rocketman. It was around the time a lot of biography films were getting Oscar nominations and winning. We had Bohemian Rhapsody, we had Elvis, so why not Taron Egerton as Elton John? I think he won the British Academy Award, he won a Golden Globe, but alas, the Oscars ignored him. Why? Why, Oscar? Why? Anyway, check this out on Paramount Plus, and you will agree it's a great performance from a terrific, sometimes underrated actor. Now, a very interesting film that didn't get Oscar nominated is Dolemite Is My Name. It likely should have had a Best Actor for Eddie Murphy. This is another biography, but it was from someone we really don't know. It's from Rudy Ray Moore. Who's that? Well, anyway, he develops a character called Dolemite, and this character Dolemite was prominent in his stand-up comedy, but then he turned Dolemite as a character into a movie character and really started the blaxploitation films. It's really good. It's got such a terrific cast and great costumes. Everything about this movie is wonderful. Many critics' prizes nominated Eddie Murphy, whether awarding him or nominating him 10 times. 10 times. Yet the Oscars just said, oh, we don't care. They probably said something like that. This will cost you nothing to rent because you could find it on Netflix. Another winner, I must say. Another good one you could rent is Selma. Now, this totally was slapped in the face many times by the Academy in so many categories. Yes, it was up for Best Picture, but that's it, Best Picture and Best Song. Oh my God, David Oyelowo as Martin Luther King is fantastic. He gives a transformative performance, so wonderful, so memorable. It reminds me why I love this very underrated actor. Oh, I think he dabbled with awards like 20 times for this movie, and yet none of them were the Academy. At least the Golden Globes noticed him. You'll have to rent this for a few dollars, but spend it now. Go ahead. Well, that's our show of the week. I hope you share and subscribe and come back. As we leave, I'm going to tease, maybe in about a month, I will do the best actresses that weren't nominated, including here we see Faye Dunaway as Mommy Dearest or Joan Crawford. This was a very interesting movie because she got a lot of acclaim and won the New York Film Critics Award for Best Actress, but I also think she won the Golden Raspberry for Worst Actress. This movie has become a camp and cult classic. I love it. Some parts of it are over the top, but you cannot deny the wonderful performance by Faye Dunaway as Joan Crawford. What's your favorite actor, by the way, that didn't get Oscar nominated? Let me know in the comments below. I will see you next week. But until then, we're going to watch Joan Crawford and make sure we don't have any wire hangers ever. I'm so stupid.